Look at this. Look at this. Don't know, can you see up there, no? Get your camera, come on. Take it, Joe. So, we've brought the show out in a boot today because we're actually sitting at the port of Rosyth and we decided why not do it out in the quayside.
Well, the rain's off.
Well, the rain's off and it's not too windy, it's a wee bit windy, so anybody, I know we've went on a wee bit earlier, this is really to check that you can hear us okay. So hopefully one of the lovely ladies in the office will phone John just in a second and tell him if the sound's on. But I'll keep talking anyway. If it's not working, it's not working. I'll just talk to us because we'll have leather. So we're here with the guys for Fourth Ports, and today's show is going to be all about some of the great things that have happened both at Rosyth and across the Fourth Ports group. Because Jackie sitting next to me, she's an inspiration to me.
Wow.
There you go. Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you like that? So she's an inspiration, honestly, in what she's doing with regards to sustainability across both Fourth Ports and the supply chain to try and help make a difference. And we'll talk about that later on, but we're going to be talking to the guys and getting a wee bit of insight into some of the great things that actually go on here, both at Rosyth and across the business. Can you hear me all right? Everybody hear us? Is it went live properly? Can you hear us? It's all right, I'll keep on. John. Just John's phoning Audrey every day. Audrey, John's phoning you. Hey, answer. So we're going to talk about the things at the port that they do. But before we go, usually we would have grow coffee.
It's stunning, Jamie, I can hear you.
If you come down to your place, you would be getting a grow coffee and a cake, but you've come up here, so...
We've got a Tammy.
You got a Tammy, right, show them. There you go. You get a wee bunnet. Right, you just get one or not.
Yes,
Have you already got it? That's the difference when John comes, right? He's got the goodies. So we're going to talk a wee bit. So a big, obviously, shout out to Andrew and Amelia from Gold Mango Media. I'm hoping that I've not gave them a heart attack yet because I think this is just a wee bit different from being in the studio. It's usually a bit easier when you're sitting there on the couch. You've not got the wind and the crane going and everything else. And also a big shout out to Craig. Right, right, Craig's up there. Right, Craig's been moving the crane around for us so we can try and get a good view of this thing above us. So what they've also said to us is that they're trying to get us to go up there. Andrew, give us a look up that crane again. Right, so what they're trying to do is say if we get 10 comments in here that have to climb that. Right, so don't worry your backside, don't comment if you don't want to because it's a wee bit windy. But if you do comment, and I will go up there. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started. Before we go into all the sustainability stuff, we're going to hear a wee bit about what Fourth Ports is, the Port of Rosyth and the history behind it from a good friend here. Jim, right, Jim there. Probably put it kind of a wee bit closer. Can you hear Jim all right?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear him?
Yes, no.
Aye.
Good stuff.
Right, so which obviously, how long have you been here?
Well, I've been with Fourth Ports for 24 years.
Right.
I've been in Rosyth for approaching 40.
Right, okay. So you know the history about this place?
Yes.
Right. So here's a wee bit of information about the history of the Port of Rosyth.
Port of Rosyth is actually the youngest port we have in Scotland. The rest of the ports are all long established, Grangebury, Dundee, etc. Rosyth was, until the mid-90s, Naval Base. End of the Cold War, foreign change, naval bases closed. Fourth Ports bought Rosyth to develop it, and that's what's happened. It's been through 2 or 3 iterations. We started with general cargo. 2002, I'm pretty sure you've all heard of the Rosyth Ferry.
Aye.
It was here for a number of years. That was 2002. That's why I joined in 2001. Built the ferry terminal. We've handled everything from coal to paper to passport. We now are the biggest agri hub in Scotland.
All right.
What we bring in here is a lot of animal feed. So we're bringing in soya, maize, we bring in a lot of wheat, we bring in a lot of maize for the distilleries and all the rest of it. So it's primarily a crop-based cargo that we're bringing in. However, you'll see when we turn around with the camera, we have an awful lot to do with wind.
There's a couple of wee propellers there, isn't there?
There's one or two bits of wind turbine lying about here. So we've changed from a naval base to a ferry port, and now we are a general cargo port, primarily on bulk cargoes, doing an awful lot of wind at the present.
So one of the things that I thought was brilliant, obviously we deal with a lot of people in the wind industry, and see when you're coming in and you're seeing the size of the blades, we'll turn round in a wee while, but you're seeing obviously all the umbilical cords there that are probably, I'd imagine they go for offshore wind.
They can be offshore oil or
offshore oil wind. But now, I turn around and give them a wee look now, and I'll just keep weather. So you've got all these ships that are coming in, and they're all supporting a renewable sector of sorts. That right? So you've got these fantastic massive vessels. You've got all these wind turbine blades, parts of the tower. I've seen a few of the sails and some of the kind of yaw systems and stuff around there. So it's just amazing to see the place is booming. Yep. It does. It looks as if it's booming.
Very busy.
We don't have a lot of space at present.
Good. And that's what you want. That's what everybody wants. So that's brilliant. So anything else on the kind of history of it? Do you think? Because I think Joe's got some.
Both of us.
Aye.
We have been through a lot of good times and bad times.
Yep.
I see coal, when we had to import a lot of coal.
Yep.
Coal-fired power stations are no more, so that business died. The ferry lasted a few years, but died. Mm-hmm. So the port of the size been through its ups and downs, and we've now found a long-term sustainable business.
Yeah, because this isn't going away.
No,
right? This isn't going away.
Neither the wind nor our bulk business, we are not going away.
Mm-hmm. Is that where I see all the, because obviously when you're coming into the port, you see a lot of these big sheds, so is that where all your kind of, what you call your agri time?
That's where all the soyas and maizes and things like that. So,
Right, okay.
So this warehouse here, that was 2019, Jim?
Yes.
200,000 square foot purpose-built shed for one customer to bring the agri products into. What you see in front of that is an eco-hopper that we bought from Samsung.
Right.
We actually electrified that. So this was we are moving away from using diesel in the port. So we've electrified that hopper. So it'll just run the electricity. And the beautiful machine behind us, the LH5, we run that on each floor. Right. So that's what one of
I do all the loading shuttles.
So everything's running on a biofuel?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Aye. Fantastic. And that just shows how good stuff is.
And it's, when we look at diesel, so we hedge your diesel, like most people. So we're hedging diesel at a fixed price. If you look at HVO, the jump is huge.
Is it?
It's huge. You're looking at potentially £1 per litre jump from diesel to HVO. So, but our customer is very heavily invested in that as well, and they want us to be moving away from using diesel.
And that's similar to what you're obviously trying to do with your supply chain, because this is something that, as the world evolves, the larger clients are trying to put it through up their supply chain, and eventually it will filter through into the smaller guys like us we guys.
Yeah.
But it's great to see that you guys are taking. You're kind of, I see you as thought leaders in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other ports and harbours and that are doing round about there, but I guarantee they're not doing as much as you.
I think you're right, yeah, and I think a lot of it though, when you are moving to these things, when we buy our equipment, it's going to last a lifetime. Jim will tell you, there's things that's here that's older than
No more.
so there is, we will keep our machinery for a long, long time. So we've got to make sure that it can either, the technology that is in these machines is capable of being swapped down.
Aye.
So if you're going to buy a diesel right now, we move to hydrogen shortly. You need to really buy electric now so you can swap your fuel cells out. And that's kind of what we're looking at.
And that's where people talk about sustainability. Sustainability isn't just about saving the environment, it's looking at how you make your business sustainable going forward, because all these things are helping with what your business is going to be like in 10 years. So it's the sustainability of the business operations as much as the actual helping the environment.
We're trying to future proof the business. There's transitions as we say from renewables is through this future proofing, not just our livelihood but our kids' livelihood.
100%. Yeah. 100%, and that's where people, because we're obviously involved in sustainability conversations all the time, and everybody thinks you're a tree hugger, right? There's a tree hugger coming. No.
Glue yourself with someone else.
Aye. I've tried putting myself to a tree, but I get bored after 2 minutes. It wouldn't talk back to me. I'm sitting over a conversation with him and he just ignored me. But anyway, it's nothing about that. It's about how you can make your business better, make yourself more sustainable. And yes, you're talking there the fluctuation in prices. Some of the things may cost you a little bit more, but look at the opportunity that it's going to bring in the future. So it's taking away that short-term kind of vision and looking at the bigger picture and what you want to be in 3, 4, 5, 10 years time.
Yeah. I would say there's a massive deep dive now. Before we do any big purchases, everyone we're sitting around the table, we're discussing the pros and cons ahead of it, and then making an informed decision what's going to be more suitable for the business across the board.
Right.
And that's from procurement to engineering to operations to our customers. And see how we can progress and move on from that.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're going right now. In the last 3 years, I would say there's been a massive jump for quotes to try and really move forward with this. And also Jack has been pushing that from our side, which is back of the executives and investors to push ahead and spend money where needed.
Yeah.
So it's really good transition technology at the moment for quotes and for the future.
Brilliant. So,
pass that mic around.
Okay, okay. Save me cutting about like that. Hello. So,
I pushed something there. Oh no, it's still
on. That's all right. We're still on. We're still here. Right. So what were
No.
Keep me vegetable oil, yes. So obviously from the sustainability side, Jackie. So obviously we first met.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, aye. And as I said to you, when I first spoke to you, I went, you know what, switched on, you can see it, and it's not just about kind of fatty tick boxes, it's about how we can, or how you guys can make your business more sustainable. So what got you going in that? What started that whole journey for you?
I think, like, from a procurement standpoint, a lot of procurement.
I want everybody to hear this bit, because this is a goal.
This is a good one. Procurement managers can be intimidating at times. Procurement managers can stand
Aye, there you go. But we're all going to confirm that. Yeah.
Absolutely. We put on our procurement head and we just say, you know what, suppliers, we want this accreditation or we need this, go and get it and just get it done. So I had a couple of conversations with SMEs in Scotland and I quickly realised guys want to do this, they want to embed the sustainability culture into their organisations, but they don't know how. And how can I demand that we get carbon reporting when people don't know the first thing about carbon? You know, and to me it was like, I need to change my mindset and I need to stop saying I want and say, how can I help?
Yeah.
How can I help you do it? So we got on the journey, started helping SMEs. It was very eye-opening and it's so rewarding actually. See, seeing an SME going from not having a clue what carbon is to then 12 months later going, here's my reports. And this is what I've done to reduce it and knowing and speaking the lingo, it's amazing.
And the thing is, so right now you've not even got to the stage where, so see the cohort that you cannot organise.
Yeah.
Next year's where you're going to see the real goal,
yes,
right? Because the first year's all about learning. It's a benchmark. It's learning. It's how we're starting. What carbon is. So it's understanding what carbon is. It's then understanding where that carbon is in your business. It's understanding. Then it's a case of measuring that and then looking at putting together a plan and how to mitigate it. So these guys are all still in the kind of learning, understanding, measuring, starting to kind of manage that information. Now it's a case of then they're going to start making an impact. I mean, and it was. Oh yes, right. That's us,
no
guys.
excuse now.
Next, let's go. Jim's Mike. Right, Jim's Mike.
That's mine.
Keep them close to you.
Aye, right. So let's do this properly now, right? I've been kidding you, so so anyway, right, okay, cut. Cut. John needs to go, right? We can't take forever. So so see when you get into your year 2 of it, that's where they start seeing the impact, because that's obviously where we run these accelerator programs, and we tell everybody in the first year that don't worry about making huge differences now. This is a journey. It's a continual improvement project, similar to what you guys have done here with the sustainability of the co-op. It's the same with all these businesses. It's no, yes, you want to save the planet and make a big difference. That's the kind of icing on top of the cake, or the tip of the iceberg, if you want to call it that. But it's all the business benefits you get as you get through that process. So all these companies will become more sustainable, reduce waste, all these things there, but they end up becoming bottom line increases as well. So it's no cost to the business. Because all you're trying to do is eliminate waste to a certain extent. Eliminate waste, look at wasted energy, look at all these things that all cost you money.
You know, the SMEs have really embraced it, and that's why we have a quarterly networking event on the side to really lift the lid off of sustainability and say anybody that's got a vested interest in it, come along and hear about it. So we didn't just talk about, oh, we're doing great, we've done this and it's really helped us. We talk about what didn't help us as well. The challenges we've got, how do we get sustainability embedded in the workforces, and the like-minded businesses come together, talk about that and share their experiences, which is awesome.
And I think so obviously we're obviously part of lots and lots of co-ops, and see that peer-to-peer learning. I think I don't think you can't put a price on it.
No.
I mean, we've had the recently where you've gone, it was a health chain, they're talking about what they're doing. Then the other 4 people doing like, well, that's a great idea. Why don't we try and do that?
That's right. There's no point trying to reinvent it.
100%.
Learn from experience.
Yes.
Gain from what people have tried and failed on, and improve on it. And I think that's we are moving ahead with Jack is obviously bringing all the businesses in and talking about what we should do to benefit. It's not always the massive, running a massive variation. It's starting off at the ground level, recycling, or waste handling, how you handle day-to-day operations at the lowest level, getting the buy-in from the guys on the ground themselves, understand what the business scope is.
It's teaching the guys how to drive. How to stop seas for loading shovel island for Denver when they're away to get their fish. It's getting these guys to change their mindset.
Yes.
And that's where some of the things that Jackie's brought out, some of the information that our suppliers can give us day to day, real-time monitoring of equipment, to show when the guys are still making the same mistake. So you can go and say, well, we stop doing that.
Educate.
That's making the big difference here.
Yes.
You're actually bringing the workforce up. To where you want them to operate.
It's giving them the knowledge to understand. It's not a case of we're not just doing it for cost effect. It's not about money saving here. This is about what the end goal is about the environment and how sustainability is going to impact.
Jackie said it. The biggest example of that is HVO. That doesn't save us money. That costs us money.
But
what we want to do.
Yes, because it's the right thing to do. But I like what you were saying there, Jim. It's about the kind of teaching and the evolution of the mindsets, right? Because that's all it is. It's just thinking a wee bit differently. And you're going, right, okay, would I just sit there and leave my car running for an hour?
No.
You wouldn't, right? You wouldn't teach when you do it, right? And it's simple things like that where you're going, well, if it was your own money, your own time, your own maintenance, your own whatever it was, would you do it? Right? But they're not doing it because of badness. It's just because that's the way it's always been done.
It's always been that way, and we see the consequences.
Changing mindset. That's the biggest thing. People are stuck in a rut, and it's just that's the way we've done it for many years. It's about changing that mindset and bringing people on board with people. And that big thing is about talking to people, kind of people understanding the reasons why it is, rather than telling people. Give them the reason why they want to join this journey as a part of the team.
And that's when they can start getting that change of mindset, the rest of it just happens. Because it just happens. People start going, thinking differently, and then what happens is so here you've got Craig up there. Craig's like, Jim, you've left your loader on.
Yes.
Sort it out, would you? Right? And then they start getting talking to each other, and it's not just the management are saying or Jackie saying or whoever's saying it's
their guys at home. That's where it actually works.
Yes.
And so we get everybody to say sing off the same hymn sheet.
Aye.
That's what it's all about.
Aye. And that's the secret sauce, is when you can empower the workforce and get them thinking differently, that's where it just all starts working. Because one of the things I've always said about sustainability will be the same as health and safety, right? It became a thing, and it's kind of some people feel as if it's kind of getting shoved on them a wee bit, right? Some of the people that are the kind of non-believers, but it'll become, see, maybe with 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, however long it's going to be, it's just going to be normal day to day.
When
right?
it becomes a society normal,
Yes.
I bet it'll become second nature to people. Right now, there's still that transition for them to understand beliefs, but it will become second nature to people.
Aye.
In 10 years, we'll be far ahead where we've ever been before.
Yep. And it's the getting rid of inefficiency, getting rid of waste. Right? Yep. That's where all the savings are. And then what you happen is you'll be going and sitting and going, like, what's the next thing that we can go and do? Right? What's the next thing we can target? Because you guys, that's what I love hearing your story, was this port is a fantastic example of how you have to pivot and adapt and evolve to make sure that you can continue going. Yeah. And that's just life, right? That is just life. If you just stand still, you eventually just drop. Right? But if you keep going and you go, right, you know what, we can see this coming, that's a change. Sustainability right now is a thing that's going to be, it's a focal point, but again, it end up not being a focal point, so just be the norm, then you have something else you need to focus on. So it's just doing that, but it's when you come up against some various people that are just resistance.
You're always going to get people that don't want it.
Yes, because it's change.
That's right. Right. You put the everybody else.
Aye.
And then narrow that down until they feel very isolated, and they eventually go, why am I doing this? Speak to the colleagues that and that doesn't make sense.
I've always used the 80-20 analogy, right? So what you've got is, if you've got a business, and what you've got is you've got 80% of them don't really care, and you've got 20% of them that want to make a difference. So once you get that kind of 50-50, 60-40, the ones that want to make a difference, you'll still end up with 20, that'll start moving you the 80-20 the other way. You'll still have the 20% that go, that's a lot of crap, blah, blah, blah. But what happens is they get dragged along by the 80, rather than the ones that want to make a difference getting dragged down by the 80. So that's just the evolution. And some places get there faster than others, depending on the culture. A lot of the time, how long people have been in the job, because you get a lot of that kind of stuff. So it's just trying to see, right, how long is that journey going to take us, depending on the people that we're trying to bring along on it.
Aye. It's like back in the 1990s when we got the shoreside trains commission, they were running off electric. So we've also went to sustainability back then.
Aye.
And we've transitioned through that baseline changes from floating solar panels, also like head office, electric formula for storage. There's little changes slowly but surely. Now we've just invested £55 million on our new Charles Harper, except the largest renewables in the world.
Aye.
Yeah, it's massive.
I was actually speaking to somebody the other day there, and see quayside charging. You doing that for vessels?
So we have 4 enabled berths within Leaf
No,
at the moment.
no, it just makes me laugh.
I just thought, oh no, I'm just,
Alex, no,
I'm
Alex,
just
I'll
put
explain
my
that in a
foot right in
minute.
it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
There you go.
The Leaf pallet vessel, the Ukrainian
Yeah.
There's an enable berth. I think we've got 4 enabled berths. So when we have long-term layups and such, we can offer a shore supply. So we're not running off the generators and stuff like that. And then another thing we're even doing towards is when the vessel comes in for a long-term layup, we'll ask them, well, what's your manning levels on that vessel? Is it a minimal skeleton crew, as they say?
Aye.
Why would you be running your own generators? Why don't we supply you with a smaller generator to be either on the shoreside or on the vessel that's reducing the emissions? It might not be in the naval berth, but we're reducing it. So we're acting as a preventive measure.
And that shows the studies that we've always done.
Aye.
Because said earlier, I'm talking about remember that's been a naval base.
Aye.
Process the naval berths. Every berth here was enabled.
Right.
Every time a warship came alongside, we plugged it in.
Aye.
The fresh water, diesel, everything we need. But more importantly, electricity.
Right.
So they could shut their generators down. That was
What
normal.
we moved away from that then, and they were
This became a commercial fleet. We ripped all that out.
You're joking? No, so it was already there.
It was already there. Don't need that.
Aye.
Get rid of all that. And now we're putting all that. That's why I laughed.
Oh, brilliant. Right, 2 seconds. Can you hear all yours okay?
Yes,
This
just
microphone.
can you check?
Thank you. Everyone else is fine.
Everything else is fine. Oh, Joe, that was gold there, I hope they heard that.
I hope so too.
Aye.
Right.
That was.
I'll be critiquing myself.
Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do, right? We'll walk and talk, so I want them to see going down here, right? Because we'll walk and talk and we can hold our mics close like that, and the wind at our
Super
back.
close.
The wind beneath my wings. Aye. Craig, he's doing great, mate. It's just, I want you to do this. Hopefully everybody can still hear us. So I'm trying to keep them close to our chest. Oh, he heard us. So it's just to give everybody a kind of idea of the scale and the scope of this place, because it's unbelievable. So turn around there, Andrew, please. So what you've got there is that is part of a tower of a wind turbine. Look at how many of them there are here, and then you're going to the blades, and we'll try and. Are we all right to walk down there? Aye, we go all right, aye.
Jim, keep us safe.
Right, cheers, Jim. So you're getting all these wind turbine blades that are coming through. Right, the extent is absolutely amazing, and then the size of the ships. You've got all these containers, but it's probably, I want to try and get us next to this cable, right? Because that's going to be difficult to see the size of it with this camera until you're standing next to it.
Like these reels can range from 20 ton to 60 to 80 to 90
Are they?
They're massive.
And they're all made here, too, aren't they?
Yeah, so the cable reel is made with, over our tenants there, and then reeled, and then they're shipped off, and then the end reels come back for repurposing again.
Right.
So it's a constant rotation.
Phenomenal. Right, get a wee look at that, Andrew, right, to see the size of this bad boy. Right. Don't touch it. Oh, brilliant. Does it? Aye. Right, okay. So it's to give everybody a bit of exposure to this. So what's the plans for the future, Jackie?
Sustainability plans.
Sustainability plans.
Big plans.
Right.
Big plans.
So where's the port going to get to? Because you obviously 2045 is the.
He's already been recalibrated.
So
He's already been recalibrated.
2045 is a Scottish.
Yes.
Right,
That's
go
right.
right. And what's the four ports go? Because I've already had my bum slap for this.
You've already been recalibrated. That's
Recalibrated. That's a great way of saying it. I'm obviously not the first person to get recalibrated, am I?
So, what ports we targets? We are going to be carbon neutral. Sorry, I know that is going out on
Yeah.
possible.
David, we're sorry.
Sorry, David. Carbon neutral 2032.
Right.
So carbon neutral is we are going to, the big ticket items, we will do everything we can to reduce the carbon emissions of the big ticket items. Then we're going to take it a step further at 2040. We're going to net zero.
Love that.
That is a plan. I think we can do that.
Right.
I think we can get this done before 2040.
Right, okay.
And that's why I'm trying to get the supply chain. 90% of your emissions are in your supply chain.
Right.
It's not from these big machines.
Aye.
It's not from anything like that. It's from your supply chain.
Yeah. How many suppliers you got?
Right now, well over 1,500 suppliers.
Right. Aye.
So we are trying to create a, look at a band that there's a, oh, it's amazing.
At least they kept it to bandit.
So we're trying to get suppliers on board right now because this is a massive journey we're on.
Aye.
And people think, it's 2042, the journey required, I'll not be here, I didn't need to worry about it. But we'll get there organically. And we can't be doing that, we need to get on it the now. Even us, we're electrifying things, we're running EPO, we're getting our suppliers on the journey. But what we're also doing is we're looking at the waste that we create.
Yeah.
What can we do differently with the waste that we're creating? So rather than typically the next let's go jump into the sky.
Right, aye.
Another big shout out to Amy Britton.
Amy, we love you.
Love you, Amy.
We do love you, Amy.
Doing a lot of good work with Amy looking at our lifting straps and turning them into merchandise. So we make laptop cases, we make pencil cases, we make cable cases. Typically we would have chucked this stuff in the bucket.
Aye.
Now we're actually making things with it. See, when you start doing it, you think, why was I not always doing this? It's a no-brainer.
Aye.
Absolute no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. So one of the things we always talk about is one person's waste is another person's treasure.
Yeah.
Right? And look at what Amy does. It's amazing. And she's making stuff out of all sorts. I think, if I remember rightly, one of your kind of first kind of main products that we all get involved with was the stuff that came out of Orsted. That was the plastic stuff. Aye. So you had all that, and then there was. I think I've got something like 5 or 6 laptop bags that came for it, and then we were at an awards event. Right into the raffle. And that raffle, guess what my dad won? Two of the bags. He was raging. I've already got one of these. So trying to get kind of round the waste, but that must not be the only thing you're doing, because I know you're doing lots and lots. So the supply chain, how are you helping the supply chain? What are you doing?
We are just about to put a first little on.
Yep.
So that's happening. We are having our networking events every 3 months. And in the port of the side, we are running online sessions for them. We've created an online platform for people to come and just drop in, and if they've got questions on sustainability. The main thing we want to get across to your supply chain is we're here to help them.
Aye.
We're not wanting to just dictate and say you must do this. We want to help, we want to educate, and we want to guide.
Aye.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes to reducing the carbon, when it comes to net zero, we're all on the same team.
Aye.
We all need to help each other. And I can't get there without the supply chain.
Yeah.
I cannot get there without my suppliers being on board with it. So any help or guidance I can give the supply chain, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So this is just the start of your journey.
It's a team effort, and you're only, as you say, you're only going to get there with everybody working together.
Sure.
No, it's we're going this way, you're going that way, and hopefully we'll maybe meet somewhere at the end.
I mean, everything we are doing in Four Courts is sustainable. So the work that we're doing day to day, sustainable. The machinery that we're running, sustainably. The supply chain, getting them on their sustainability journey. So that is really where the big focus is, just getting everybody on that sustainability journey. Whether you are an employee, a supplier, a contractor, just getting everybody on that same journey.
Brilliant, innit? And obviously you guys will maybe see it from the guys in the team. Are they getting it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I think the guys are actually quite keen
Good.
to get involved.
It's incredible. See, when you start talking to people from a personal point of view, they're really into it. They like doing their recycling, or they have wee projects that they do in the house. And then when you start talking to them about sustainability in the workplace, they are well up for it.
Aye.
You get the cynics to start with.
Aye.
You get the, it's just to save money. I'm not doing that.
Aye.
Exactly what I said earlier. But they come round.
Aye.
And you then, just as you said earlier on, like health and safety, then start to volunteer for.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
And it becomes their idea.
Yes.
And it becomes their idea. They're bought into it. So they can sit back and go, look at what I did. Look at what we did as a team. So you've got a wee team that will sit there and go, right, we're going to do this a bit differently. And then you guys can then quantify that and say, that's the difference that's made. And they can actually feel pride in what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think we've sort of changed with that. Obviously, health and safety, I would say, guys will put their input, and they'll see slight changes to health and safety changes, and we plan our equipment report. But now we start when they see that there's change on that. So when it's sustainability, and we're talking about this, and say, okay, well, they're maybe giving guidance on it. We're feeding back to Jackie and the purchasing team, and then they're making things happen behind the scenes. So it's good to see there's interaction across all levels. It's not just the top level, it's right way through the business about that buy-in.
And I think that's where the leadership has to be brought in, because the guys just need to see the change. So as long as they see that we're coming up with these great ideas, they see these great ideas coming into something, they then go, do you know what, we're going to buy into that, because you guys will know yourselves, there's nothing worse than you've got your team giving you ideas and nothing ever gets done about it. Or they come up with a challenge, or they come up with an issue and they just go, we tell them that 90% they're the head office arseholes, don't listen, blah blah blah.
being valued, feeling valued. You know,
Yeah.
the best thing you can feel is value in your workplace,
100%.
and I think that's the way that the folk courts are pushing is everyone matters, and you might come up with something it's not relevant. But as long as you're giving us guidance, then we'll do our best with it. And I think that's making it feel better than itself.
No, it's just such a buzz for me. I'm going to be honest, right? I've been up a few times, and it's such a buzz for me when you come here. You hear what you guys are doing, how you are trying to make a difference. You see then your suppliers that are in here. You can see they're buzzing about it as well. It's just it's a great place to be. It's one of the things we've spoke to a few other kind of larger companies and saying we think you should try and get on this journey. And we talk about yourself, Jackie, and the team that you've got here and what you're doing. Well, you should do this because it's not just a box ticking exercise. What you're doing is you're bringing sustainability as a whole into your business for the long term. And I would like to see more kind of larger organisations try to take this approach.
You've got the same journey that Jackie's asking our suppliers to come on, to come on board with our visions that Jackie's putting towards them. Our customers are asking the same.
Yes.
Our customers are asking the same. As Jackie said earlier, our biggest customer here for agri products are more than happy for us to be on the HVO fuel for our plant. They know there's a cost implication, but that is the journey they want to be on as well.
But that's where it's a partnership.
And then as a partnership all the way through, right from the very bottom, right to the end of the business.
And that's where long-term relationships and partnerships are formed because everybody's there for a common goal. It's not just a transactional thing where I want to sell you this, I'm going to pay that, right? Because that's not what anybody needs nowadays, right? I think those days are gone. It's about looking at how do we approach common goals. Sustainability is obviously one, but there'll be more than that. And again, it'd be great if everybody in the purchase world had the attitude that Jackie's got. No disrespect to others in the purchase world, there is other purchasing managers and directors and stuff like that available, but they're not as good as her. So that's. But
it's possibly arguing.
but it's the fact that thinking forward, thinking long term. It's not just about let's go and buy something cheap and get it cheaper. Right? I know you maybe did. Did you used to be that person? Aye.
It's all about price point and lead time.
Of course it is.
Give me a cheap, give me a quick, and that's it. And now, as a procurement professional, we can't do that.
Aye.
My time is spent making sure these boys have got the right suppliers in place.
Yeah.
I am less concerned about price.
Yes.
I hope any of my suppliers are listening to this.
Yeah, you've already told them. I was here when you told them the first time.
I'm more concerned about, do you have a carbon reduction plan in place? Do you have a bribery reduction policy? Do you have a modern slavery policy? Have you got what ISOs have you got? What are you doing for the environment? Are you paying
Yes.
That is what I'm bothered about as a procurement professional.
Aye, you're going to be somebody that can meet the values and the goals of our business.
You need to be ethical, you need to be above board. See if that costs me a wee bit extra, that's come and talk to me, because I would rather have the right suppliers that I know I can depend on. I didn't want to be, there's a few large organisations that have been in the national tabloids.
Yeah.
Bullying their suppliers,
Aye.
unethical, not getting the right suppliers in place. That is no us. We want all our suppliers above board. Yes, you need to jump through extra hoops to be on your suppliers list. But at the end of the day, I need to be giving these guys the right suppliers to put the troops in the machine.
Aye, but not just for today.
No, just
for a long term.
We always look for strategic partnerships.
Aye.
We're not one and done.
Long-term relationships.
We're not one and done.
Aye.
It doesn't just make Jackie's life easier, it makes our life easier.
Yeah.
So that I've got not just the sustainability aspect, the good relationship.
Yeah.
So that at 2 o'clock at the morning I can phone somebody and say,
Aye.
because it is a long-term partnership.
Yeah.
All levels.
Yeah, and again, it's everybody. So the supply chain that you've got, they need to understand how your business operates, right? So they can make sure that they can operate within what you need, and then they can deliver that. And that's where you sometimes get that. We've seen it recently where we've ended up taking some work off other folk. It's because they've not understood the client. Aye, they can maybe do some of the job and they can do a bit of it, but they've not that 2 o'clock in the morning phone call. That's the bit that they don't realise that. See, just at 5 o'clock, your business doesn't stop. So that means when
Absolutely
you need support, you need to have a number. And we actually went through a period with a kind of monthly Teams call, and I said to the team, I says, why do you think we're growing the way we're growing? And they're like that, or because basically, because I can talk a load of crap and I'm good at sales, right? Or because Kane's fucking absolutely brilliant, everything he does. It's like, it's nothing to do with any of that. It's because see when it's a phone call, somebody's got a problem on a Saturday at 5 o'clock, we will answer the phone.
Yes.
And a lot of the time that is just to confirm somebody's opinion on something. Like, can you tell me about this? Because that's what I'm thinking. I think I've got a problem. You've got a problem, or no, you don't need to worry about it. A lot of time it's not a big long phone call, but just knowing that you've got somebody there at the end of that phone that when you need them, you can get a hold of them and they're going to be there. And people undervalue that now. And I don't, one of the things that I think as well is because we've got into this culture of emails. Right? The days are gone to a certain extent of where you just pick up the phone and say, guys, I need you. Right? But so there's still people that come from that kind of service-led environment where that's just your norm. Right? It's no anything out of the ordinary. Right, I think.
We're going to shift your things, right?
So, bye. We've kept you guys after work too long. We'll need to move. We'll head back up here. Still talk. Just need to cover these, I think. I've always loved big bits of kit, big these kind of size things because you actually don't understand and appreciate it in such time as you're up next to it, up close and personal. No one on the telly.
No filming of the operation.
Sorry. You probably didn't get it, did you? Right, that's it. So yeah, what do you think, folks? Think you got that? Do it. Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
Right, you see, that's all right. The wind in here, the wind would have been covering that. Right, so is it
Jackie do.
right, okay, that's fine. We're in it together. Aye, buy one, get one free. So if I get Jackie something to date, so he can let us know. Amelia, has anybody actually said they want me to work that crane? Oh, for God's sake, who? Dark away, don't talk rubbish. How many? Who said it? If any of my staff, they're getting docked some wages. Kelsey. How dare you, Kelsey? Right, I'd love to see you get up it. Right, we're going to go up that crane. Right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So we're going to go up that crane. Right, we're not going to do it live on here because we're running out of time. But me and Jackie's going up there, and we're taking Andrew and all because he doesn't like heights. He says this high rock, so she'll be fine. So we're going to go up there so we can get some wee videos and an actual proper, right good look across this boat. Some of the pictures and some of the videos we're going to get for it is going to be amazing. And Andrew's going to make them into wee kind of short episodes, and we can share them on LinkedIn. Right, so we'll get everybody back in. Right, we'll turn this way so we get away from the wind. Did the sea get here all right? All that, aye. Right, come on over here, Jackie. Come on in. Right, aye, cuddle up. Well, when you're a Rangers fan, you don't say that. It's cuddle in.
I was going to say,
Aye, well said, Joe. Right, so cuddle in, folks. Right. Right, that's it, guys. I want to thank you very much for letting us come out here. This has been amazing. Have you enjoyed yourself, Andrew? Aye. And so I think what you're doing on this place is absolutely outstanding. What you're doing for 4 ports as a full group is outstanding. And the fact that Jim knows every single thing about this port going back to the 19 canteen, I think is amazing.
Just because I've looked long enough.
you wouldn't think he's 104 then.
You didn't know, man. Probably still got up that crane faster than me. Right, guys, thanks for anybody that's still watching. And if you're watching this back, I would highly recommend reaching out to these guys. And if you like to visit the place.
We've actually got some photos
Have you?
Leith next week. Then.
You like it nice?
I might get some spaces still available, so get booked on. Get the history of Leith from myself.
There you go. So I didn't even know that. But honest to God, that must be my big giant brain, right? I'm telepathic. So, get in touch. So, who would you get in touch with, Joe?
We go through the marketing team more likely.
Aye.
Is it? Just email.
Email address back at
I choose tours, red bus tours.
Alright, okay. Right, Four Ports Red Bus Tours on LinkedIn. Get on that because obviously what we've done here, we've had an absolutely brilliant day and we'd already been learning a lot about this before we come on here, so that was just a wee sneak peek into what Jim was telling us. So get yourselves down there. It'd be a great wee thing for you, your kids, anybody else, a wee day out. Right, okay, thanks very much. Right, cheers, bye.